Okay, let's get started on the video. I'll be doing a video on Invincible numbers prediction by game. I haven't been doing any video lately, so this is gonna be interesting. If you like any other game prediction, you can email me under my video or on my video. But before we get started, there are one-sided stories and versus two-sided stories being told. So either told by one person or told by two people. So as a story is told by one person, as we consider it to be a one-sided story. But when someone else comes and tell his or her side of the story, relatively the same meaning same scenario, same timeline, but becomes another side of the story. It becomes a two-sided story. And that's what's so interesting to discuss lately. And anybody disagree on this, you can comment on the bottom of the page. The fact that it holds the truth, if both sides of the story are agreed on, that if any parts of the story are agreed on, if any part of the story is the same by both ends, then that part becomes the truth. Unless they are making it up. So when two-sided story connects at some point in time, then that part relatively becomes the truth, and it becomes an agreement that the truth will be true unless they are making it up. So the other parts of the story are just stories, and whether they hold the truth or not is not known unless they somehow decide to admit to that story as a whole and come to agreement on that story. So if both sides have a different side of the story at some point in that story, then the story will not become the same. So when stories are not the same, then it becomes a two scenario story. So that means that if there are two scenarios to the stories, then there's some kind of false storyline, and when a false storyline is being told, then that story is not true. So any point in that part of the story, if on a two-sided story that none of the two people agree on that part, then it becomes untrue. Until somebody admits to that part. Unless both sides admits to that part, then it becomes the truth. So let's get started. You can email me for illustration part 1 to part 18. And by emailing me at hyper_linkser@yahoo.com. And you can donate, subscribe, share, and like my video by emailing me also. And let's look at the US Mega Million Jackpot Mega Ball Invincible number system as of October. So if you look at the US Mega Million as of October, using the Invincible number system for the Mega Ball Invincible numbers, anybody want to write it down, you can write it down. And you can email me for any other part of the Mega Million, the breakdown, or the white Invincible numbers for the white ball. There are a total of 70 white ball, so Mega Man. So 22 has 6.5%. 11 has 5.6%. Don't just copy the number down. We'll be discussing why these are called invisible numbers. Don't start copying the numbers down. and then skip through the video. And 09 is 5.2%. Remember, you gotta try to be precise as possible. 20 has 5%. 4.6% is on 04. 10 and 14, these three has 4.6%, and 19 Mega Ball has 4.3%. So these are invincible number balls for the Mega Ball, and they're called invincible number balls because they're invincible number. They will not lose their position. It will not go from first spot, second spot, third spot, fourth spot, fifth spot, sixth spot, seventh spot, and eighth spot. So there's 8 spots. They're top 8 invincible Mega Balls. So the first ball, 22, going from invincible number to out of the picture, being out of the picture, being out of the non-invisible numbers, being in the 9th position. Once you reach the 9th position, the percentage start declining. Once it starts declining, it's no longer considered invisible number because you want the top invisible numbers. Top 6 to 10 invisible number depends on how many invisible how much matrix there are for each of those balls. So for Mega Ball, there are 25 Mega Ball, and the invisible number will slowly start to decline in percentage as you have the top Mega Ball, top invisible number picked for each Mega Ball. So that means for 22 to drop to 9th position and be out of the invisible number chart will be hard. It will never happen. And I'm not going to say it will never happen. I'm going to say it's close to less than 1% of that 22 dropping out of the invisible number chart. So for 19 to drop out of the invisible number chart, it could happen because he's in the last position. So for 19 not to be in the invisible number chart, the percentage for 19 have to start declining as the draw are being held for each week. So as we get at the end of the year, we will see if 19 might be out of the invisible number chart, or will 19 be out of the invisible number chart this year before the year ends, or next year, or even move up to the invisible number chart. We need to know. But right now, these are the top 8 invisible number for Mega Ball. And you can go against the chart and do not play the invincible number system and play the other numbers, the other 27, the 25 Mega Ball. So you can play the other 17 Mega Ball that's not in the invisible number chart. You can go against the invisible number chart and play that number. Now, which state that has the Mega Million jackpot? 45 states in the United States. So that means the other states, the other 4 to 5 states, like Utah and Hawaii, doesn't have the lottery, so they will not hold the jackpot. There are a few other states. You can try to figure out which other few states I did not mention that do not hold the lottery. And also, District of Columbia and U.S. Virgin Islands also holds the Powerball and Mega Million jackpot. So now, before we get started, let's move to before we start to the Powerball. Let's move to the Euro jackpot. Euro jackpot and Euro Million are different. So Euro jackpot, we'll be discussing the Euro jackpot. You can email me for Euro jackpot regular numbers, the regular invisible number system for the first 5 balls. Now, for the invisible number, for the Eurostar 1 invisible number system, we'll be using 5 Euro invisible number balls, because those are the balls that has a slight chance, has a good chance, so they are called invisible numbers. So even though there's 10 balls, we use half of the matrix for the invisible number because they have a good chance. That's why we use half of the matrix. So for 03 has 19%, 01 has 18.73%, 02 is at 17.9%, 04 is at 14.05%. And 5 has 12.4%. These are invincible number system for the invincible numbers for the Eurostar 1. Now, Eurostar 2 will be isolated also. And Eurostar 2 invincible number system as of October for the Euro jackpot. So 8 has a 22%, 7 has 14.88%, 6 has 13.22%, 05 has 12.95%, 05 has 12.12%, 10 has 11.29%. These are invincible numbers for the Eurostar numbers. 2, Eurostar number 2, and we can see why Eurostar number 2 and Eurostar number 1 has a difference in one number, because, like I said, we look at the percentage of each number. They go high enough, it'll be invincible number. It'll count as an invincible number. So for 8 to drop out of the invincible number list will be 1 to 0%, at least for this year. It'll take a long time for 8 to drop out of the invincible number list, or it will never drop because it is in the first spot. For 10 to drop out of the invincible number system for Eurostar number 2 might happen before or after this year, or might move up. So you gotta decide if it will do that or not. Now, country that has the Euromin jackpot, not Mega Million, it's called Euromin jackpot. Just ignore that. Croatia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Iceland, Italy, Lithuania, Latvia, Netherlands, Norway, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Czech Republic, and Hungary has this game being held. So now let's move to the USA Powerball jackpot, Powerball invincible number system as of October. Now you can look at top 8 invincible number out of 26 Powerball. We're only using 8 are in the invincible number system for the Powerball. So 24 is at 5.6%, 21 is at 5.4%, 18 is at 4.8%, 3 is at 4.4%, 13 is at 4.4%, 6, 9, and 25, they are at 4.2%. So for 24 to drop out of the invincible number chart, once again, be less with 1% to 0% of chance of moving out of the invincible number chart. Definitely not this year, not going to happen. Even though there's only a couple months left, definitely will not happen. And for 25 to drop, 25, 9, or 6, any of these 3 numbers could drop out of the invisible number list, or all 3 could drop out of the invisible number list, or all 3, 6, 9, 25 can move up in the invisible number list. Why? Because 4.2% and 4.4% slight chance difference of 0.2%. So the chance of moving up would not be hard. Chance of moving out would not be hard either. Now, country that has the Powerball jackpot will be 45 states, District of Columbia, and U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, Utah, Hawaii, and some other states do not hold this game. They don't hold any lottery, so they won't have this game. Now, Euromin jackpot, Eurostar invincible number. So for the Euromin jackpot, and will be different from the Euro jackpot. So Euro jackpot and Euromin jackpot is different. Euro jackpot, we'll be discussing that game, this game now. The Eurostar number 1, 5 Eurostar number 1. There's 12 star numbers, I believe, for this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going in ascending order. Ascending order means going up. 18.54%. 1. 02 has 18.2%. 3 has 16.53%. 4 has 11.66%. And 5 has 10.65%. And for 10 to move out, depending on how many percent the other board have, 6 to 12, it can either move out of the invisible number list, or it can go up, or it can stay the same. The 05, but we know that 1 has low chance of moving out of the invisible number chart for invisible star number 1. Now, Euromin jackpot, Eurostar invincible number 2, Euro Invisible number 2. This the first star is called Euro Star Invisible number 1. The second star number is called the Euro Star Invisible number 2. So 9 has 16.44%, 8 has 14.09%, 7 has 12.42%, 10 has 12.08%, 11 has 11.58%, and 6 has 9.9% chance as our Eurostar Invisible number 2. So why that two numbers could fall in the same invisible number chart? So you didn't see it in this one. You didn't see it in this one. It would die first. But you could see two numbers in two different charts. Or maybe three. But most likely you won't see it in three. You'll see an invisible number in two different charts. That means those are the chart you should focus on, only on that number. So if, let's say, if 06 is also in invisible number chart number 1, you can play them in both invisible number star number 1 or invisible number 2. If it's not in the invisible star number 1, you cannot play. You don't want to go against the chart. You can go against the chart, or you can play on with the chart, invisible number chart. 9, 8, 7, 10, 11. So let's say 06 is invisible star number 1. You can play 06 in 1 or 2. You can diversify it if you have many tickets. You can diversify some in 06 and some in invisible star number 1 and some in invisible star number 2. You can diversify it. That number 16. If you choose not to diversify it and just use one of the invisible number chart, you can do it for 06. That's just an example, but 06 is only in one invisible number chart for Euro Million Jackpot. So you can only use 06 as a Eurostar invisible number 2. You can still use it in Eurostar number. You can still use it in Eurostar Invisible number 1 if you do want to go against this chart right here. Now, country that has the Euro Million Jackpot, we have United Kingdom, France, Spain, Austria, Belgium, Ireland, Luxembourgish, Portugal, and Switzerland. And if I miss any country for any games, you can correct me on the comment. Let's look at the Ireland Jackpot, Lotto Jackpot Ireland bonus number, invisible number as of October. So if you look at the Ireland Lotto Jackpot, Lotto bonus invisible number, you can email me for the rest of the regular ball numbers. 16 has 6%, 36 has 5%, 2 has 5%, 1 has 4%, 3 has 4%, 17 has 4%. This one is short term. The other was long term. The other ones were long term. This one is short term. So 16 6%, 36 5%, 2 5%, 1 4%, 3 4%, 17 4%, 25 4%, 35 4%, and 43 also 4%. So short term for Ireland Lotto Jackpot bonus invisible number system, we're using in short term. And for 6 to move out could happen because 6 and 4% is not that high, but I doubt it will move out this year and drop out the invisible number list for 16. 43 43, 35, 25, 17, 3 and 1 all could drop out of the invisible number list. And you might want to decide if you think it will drop out of the invisible number list or not. If it drops out of the invisible number system, it can drop before the end of this year or starting at the beginning of this, or it can move up. Because 4% and 5% is not a big difference. So it can move up to the second spot. Any of these number I mentioned that has 4% could move up into the second spot. And we all know that all these 6 that has 4% could all drop out of the invisible number chart. So that's why it's updated. It has to be updated. So monthly, I will update it monthly and try to do the update the chart either October ends or November ends. If I don't update it before October ends, then these chart could be reuse them until I update the chart because it's still accurate. And country that has the Lotto Ireland is Ireland, and the whole invisible number, and the breakdown by game, a breakdown by invisible number, special ball, invisible number, regular ball, and the breakdown of any Dster playable, non-playable numbers, and red numbers, and also the code, pair, and the trio. So if you like any of these numbers, you can email me at hyper_linkster@yahoo.com. Once again, hyper_linkster@yahoo.com, and you can donate, subscribe, share, and like my video.